Hey everybody, hey everybody, hey everybody. We are live. It's Superfan Thursday, Pink Fanfur and Company coming at you live from the You Got It, the studio. And it is a great day here in the Queen City. And we did a live hair show and makeup show earlier. So if you have an opportunity, go back and look at that. First of all, thank you everybody for tuning in. We are going to have our guest here shortly. But before we do all that, let's take care of some administrative things. I just want to thank all of you for watching and tuning in and supporting your girl Pink Fan Fur. Your support means so much, and we so appreciate you guys supporting this channel. Go on over to our YouTube channel, Facebook, and Instagram, and we are also on X and soon to be on TikTok. Pink Fanfur Live, Carolina Panther super fan. It is almost football time. I hope everybody's ready. We have less than 24 days. 24 days until Carolina Panthers kickoff. We celebrate kickoff with the Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio, as we will be inducting Luke Kuechly into the NFL 2026 Hall of Fame. And we're so excited. We're going to be playing the Arizona Cardinals in the Hall of Fame game. And we've got a whole big team of people going out there in Canton, Ohio, including maybe, possibly, could be your girl, Pink Fanfur. I hope everybody's doing well. And we're going to talk about some football tonight. If you guys haven't already seen, this is where all the magic happens. The studio. Who's all in the comments? Let's see who we got. Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? Dennis? Dennis is in the comments. Hello, how are you? Hello, hello. How are you, Yo Fam? Dennis says hello, Yo Fam. He is I guess he's the host and owner and creator of Ignorant Thinkers podcast. He is on Facebook and YouTube as well as Instagram. You guys go ahead and support him and follow him. And I so appreciate you, meeting you last night on your live show. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You guys had a great show last night. And so I appreciate you guys showing up and showing out. Okay, we are going to talk about some football. Yes, we're going to talk about all things Carolina Panthers football. I'm going to tell you who we got tonight. We've got SONJA PEARSON. She is the creator and founder of the original Carolina Pantherettes, 12,000, 15,000 strong members, something like that. And she is also a Carolina Panthers fan, as well as the host of formerly All Things Football from a ladies' perspective, but now she is the host of the Legal Score. And I'm going to bring her up here in just a minute because we're going to talk about what Carolina Panthers football. Keep pounding, baby. All right, let's bring her up, ladies and gentlemen. My special, beautiful guest, the pretty lady of sports, she is known as, and she don't really need any introductions, SONJA PEARSON. As I indicated, she is our special guest tonight. Ladies' night. Carolina Panthers fan, let's go. Welcome.
Let's go. What's up, Pink? Hi, beautiful.
Hi, the pretty lady of sports. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me on again. I'm super excited to be here. Sorry, I'm a little tardy for the party. You know how these emergencies go. I have to fill you in off set, but thank you so much.
It is okay, Miss Lady. We got Dennis in the comments. Did you see him? Hello.
Great show with him last night.
Yeah, we do have to do a good show. You know what? We probably could do a good show together, all three of us, and just have a great time. Like he was like, yeah, we got to do a show together. Yeah. All right. Okay. You got Lossie with you because I have Crims, Paws, and Vibes. We're gonna have
Auntie Pink wants to say hi, and she got Crims.
Oh yeah. Come on. Hey, come on.
He wearing his Eagles green.
He jumped up here. Hey, Lossie. Hey, Lossie. Hey, Lossie.
Say hi, Crims.
It is Pups Night. Ladies and gentlemen, Pups Night, Paws, Crims, Paws, and Vibes, and Lossie.
I love that. Pink, Fanfur, Pretty, and Paws. I love that.
It's Paws Night. It is Paws Night, everybody. See, he just asked
you. Right here. He's wearing his Eagles green for Uncle Dennis.
Fly, eagles fly. Look at Lossie. Well, Crims don't have her outfit on tonight.
Not tonight. Crims looks pretty as always.
Hey, hey, say hi, Auntie. Hey, Auntie.
Say hi, they see
Hey,
you
look at
later.
Lossie. Look at Lossie. Look. Say
Hi,
hey,
Auntie.
Lossie. Say hey, Cuzzo.
Yeah, Cuzzo.
Hey, Cuzzo. Say hey,
Okay,
Cuzzo. Hey, Cuzzo. Everybody, these are our pets. This is Crims, Paws, and Vibes, and that's Lawson Snickers. It's Pups Night tonight.
exactly.
A dog's life, I tell you.
They got it made.
They got it real made, real made. She
Look,
always wants to look.
Lossie doing his best to lay down. He's like, listen, it is hot as all get out. My mommy got my pajamas on. I know it's bedtime for me. He is living the life. Okay,
Yeah,
Paul.
yeah. She wants to come up here all the time, see what I'm doing up here. And
Yeah, that's how they
when I
do. And then
finally bring her up here, does Lossie do that?
yes, he's always standing on his hind feet. I don't know why he's acting bashful.
Trying to see
He
what we
stands on
doing
his
up here.
hind
Look,
feet, and then he gets picked up. Is
say
he
ruff, 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 ruff. Say hello. My name is Crimson. What's your
Cranston?
name? Hey, audience. Hi out there. Hey.
Hey,
All
Leslie.
right, you ready to go down? She like, you've been trying to get up here, now you see what I'm doing. Now you just kind of like,
Yep.
all right. So you
She
wouldn't
picked
want
it
to
up
be here.
with energy.
Bye. Go,
Hi,
go. Yeah.
Crims.
Okay. Bye. Say bye, Auntie. All right, girl. All right. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Okay, pause. He said, he says, okay, pause. All right. He said he funny. Yeah. Y'all funny. Oh, hey, B.
What's up,
B.
B?
What's up, B? Shout out
Bistrilla
to
in
B.
Manila.
Shout out to BA Productions. We want to thank you so much for taking care of the show and producing everything on the ones and twos. We appreciate you, brother. Where you at? I was like, where you at, B? I had to do all this myself.
Girl, Lawson is down here making a record on this little. So we were projected to get like bad storms a few like during the winter, and they were talking about ice causes power outages, and so I ordered this like heated throw. It's like a cover, but it has a battery operated like little heating device in it. And I just realized it's on the floor. And honey, Lawson down here making records, scratching all over it. I'm like, what is that noise? And
I didn't know he was a little DJ.
yeah, he's gone now because I told on him. So that's it. I don't
Lossie on
know.
the ones and twos. Hey,
On
I
the
think
ones
Lossie gonna
and twos.
take
Hi,
your job,
birthday.
B.
Yeah, I'm
Happy
sharing our
birthday.
screen here. Pink, it's just so good to be back with you. Thank you so much for having me on. I know we said we're gonna start doing this a little more often. I'm feeling a little free because I just realized, okay, I did a show yesterday. I'm doing one with you. I'm doing mine tomorrow and Saturday. I'm like, it's been a long time since I've been able to be 4 for 4, like Dennis says.
Back.
The road. Yeah, I'm
She's almost
excited about
back.
that.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. What's your show on Saturday?
So the legal score, which is the name of the umbrella, but on Saturdays I do a law segment at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This weekend I'm covering the Poison Playbook, the Blaze Taylor trial out of Nashville, Tennessee. Blaze Taylor, the former pro scout for the Tennessee Titans, poisoned his baby's mom. Trying to force her into an abortion, and it killed her and the baby. So I'll be talking about that trial that just wrapped up in Nashville.
Okay. All right. That sounds exciting. What time is the show?
4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Well, you guys make sure you tune into the legal score at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We want to hear this future lawyer and her perspective on this trial. This is
Thank you.
exciting.
Yeah, I watch it. So what I'll do is when a trial comes out, I'll watch every single day of it. Every day that's televised on Court TV or Law and Crime. And then I basically take my mental notes and then I apply it to legal stuff that I know about. I'm not giving any legal advice, of course, but just the perception of us, the audience members. And I break down, concepts that might have been a little complicated for the average viewer.
All right. Sounds interesting enough. I mean, for all of us avid interested in trials and lawyerism
And it
type
mixes
stuff, it
with
sounds
sports
great.
time because it's like I said, a former Tennessee Titans pro scout.
Yeah, that's super interesting. That makes
I
sense.
I
Okay.
will say something if I can, Pink, real
Of
quick.
course.
So what I did not know, so everybody remembers when Bill Belichick and Tom Brady were punished for spying on other teams, Spygate, I think they called
Mhm.
it. During this trial, just a little nugget here. Apparently, Blaze Taylor, pro scout, you think, okay, they're going out looking for talent and things like that, possibly looking into some college kids to see possible people they're interested in drafting. Well, they had a witness come on the stand. She did not divulge her identity because she has supposedly worked with other NFL teams, and so they don't
Mhm.
want her identity to be exposed so that nobody knows who she is. But she goes to like how the Panthers have, their practice sessions and stuff. She
Mhm.
goes to the opposing team the week before their game and watches their plays and then goes back and reports to the Titans or whoever she's working with the plays that specific coach is calling and the previous week, that game that they play, like the schedule, like say we play the Falcons next week and we play the Saints this week. She would go to the Saints game, basically write down and take pictures or whatever for all the plays that she sees during that game, reports them back to us so that um when we
The
play the
follow.
Falcons the following week, we know the plays that were called in the previous game. And I was like, isn't
Hmm.
this illegal? Like, do
Right,
they
that's what I was about to
get
ask.
punished for that?
I mean,
It's called
in
pro scouting.
today's day and age, I have no idea. I'm
Shout
just
out
a
to
super
everybody that
fan.
speaks
That's
their
all I know. But that sounds pretty interesting and questionable. But yeah,
very,
thank you for sharing those nuggets.
yeah, very
Interesting.
questionable. And shout out to
That's
those.
probably happening all over when you think about it.
Yeah, but to know that you actually have a title that says that, it's kind of just shocking because I'm like sitting there like pro scout. Okay, yeah, this person went out and looked at talent. No, they went out and looked at the plays for the following week. It was just a little shocking.
Right, right. That is a little shocking. We're going to talk probably more about some other shocking things going on in the NFL. And of course, Sonya is going to talk about her favorite thing, the stats, because, the Pink is not into the stats thing. But we're going to talk some football. We're going to talk some Carolina Panthers football. But before we start doing that, I want to put this out there. We're less than 24 days out from Carolina Panthers football. And as I indicated earlier in the show, we have our Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio. We will be taking on the Arizona Cardinals, which is Thursday, August 6th. We will be kicking that season off with that game. And there's a parade, I think Saturday. And of course, Friday night is the induction ceremony. And I was saying we've got a whole slew of people going down there to support. And I can tell you that Carolina Mike will be there performing live at the Hall of Fame. I don't think it's probably going to be the game, but the other nugget is that Carolina Mike is going to be our our guest next week live Superfan
Yay.
Thursday. Shout out to
Oh,
Carolina
you
Mike.
got Carolina Mike. That
We
is
got Carolina Mike
awesome.
on
Pink.
Thursday, the 23rd, and we're going to talk all things football and all things Carolina Mike's journey. That's going to be exciting.
I'm
And
excited for you for
thank you. We've got a couple of other super fans that might be joining as well. So if you're free, you are free to join us if you'd like. And so
that.
that being said, and also wanted to mention that the Fan Fest, the big thing that kicks up all the super fan kicks off the football is July 31st, 2026, and it starts at 6 p.m. at the bank. We're gonna be making some money at the bank and putting away some money and saving some money at the bank. Fan Fest is gonna be the 31st. We're gonna have a lot of stuff going on. Apparently, it's gonna be a scrimmage game. Gonna meet all the new team members, the new cheerleaders, Serper and the mascots will be there. The drum line will be there. It's going to be exciting. So hope you guys get a chance to go out, go on Ticketmaster. By no means am I supporting, or
Endorsing
supporting,
them.
or in my disclaimer is that go get your tickets for $5 and come out and show your love for the Panthers. And then there's going to be a big fireworks show and light show. So July 31st, 2026, 6 p.m. at the bank, Charlotte, Queen City. Now, What would you like to talk about? Let's see what the Panthers got going on here. The big thing is, well, when do we start training camp? Because I think it starts next week, but we've got a couple of news items from the Carolina Panthers, which, of course, I think you mentioned this last night that former Cowboys quarterback Will Grier is retiring at age 31, a week ahead of the training camp.
Mhm.
And yeah, he was gonna be the backup quarterback. So who is the other backup quarterback for
Well,
us? Let me look.
it's always like a carousel. It's always like a carousel. I'm like, wait a minute, who? Wait, what? Because I thought he was, they signed him as a third person anyway,
Oh man, let me look on the
and I
roster
guess
real
he
quick.
just felt like it was just too much going on, and so I think that's he was just like, I'm out. I will say
Well,
this
let's
while we're looking though, Pink. I'm gonna actually
Mhm.
be in Canton as well.
Oh,
I'm
really?
excited, gonna go see Luke Kuechly get inducted, see Drew Brees, Adam Vinatieri, Larry Fitzgerald, Roger Stanback.
Wow.
So it's gonna be really big. I'm super excited. I've been to Canton back in 2016 as a guest of one of the super fans in the area, but I didn't go to all the activities. I went to the Hall of Fame parade and I went to see the bust and everything, the actual tour
Mhm.
of the hall and the parade. But this
Okay.
one, I'm going to the induction ceremony, I'm going to the Panthers Cardinals game, and I'm going to something else they're having. Like it's three things
Or
that I'm going.
they're
I was
having a parade, and I think they're having a dinner as well.
Yeah, we got tickets for all of that. So I'm going with a dear friend of mine that was kind enough to gift me tickets. And I was like, girl, yeah, it's like awesome.
Wow,
So I'm super
congratulations.
excited. Yeah, and that's gonna be right before school. So that's gonna be a much needed break. So Kenny Pickett is your backup you're talking about. And then Haynes King, they still got him
Oh,
on the roster as a third
yeah, I
string.
see
So
Haynes on there.
Greer
Mhm.
would have been a fourth string, I guess, maybe Pink, but yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And
So
he just
I
joined the team. Greer just joined the Panthers this year. That was like a super quick, like I said, I feel like he just got there. And either, sometimes, and I'm not for sure, we don't see this in the news, but sometimes they discover injuries during these, physicals and whatnot that they're just like, yeah, we can't move forward. So perhaps
Mhm,
either way, he either made a decision that he wasn't going to do it or they discovered some type of injury. Not saying this is
mhm.
a solid, but this is possible. And sometimes this happens. And at that time, the organization, the franchise is like, unfortunately, we can't go on because we discovered, this injury that's not going to be advantageous for you to stay in the game.
Yeah, it was a little sudden and unexpected, but, I was looking at Kenny Pickett and, Haynes King. I don't know too much about Haynes King and Kenny Pickett. That name sounds familiar, but so
Kenny Pickett used to play with the Steelers.
okay.
And he's kind of becoming a backup journeyman, I guess you could say. Um, yeah, Kenny Pickett's just, I mean, and this is a pre-training camp position too. So when the actual season starts off in just a few short weeks, we still don't know where everybody's,
Mhm,
positioned. Anything can still
right.
change.
It's gonna be a fight at the wide receiver. It's gonna be a fight at the running back position. We've got for running back. We just wanted to start off by talking about Jonathan Brooks is back.
Yeah,
We've got
that's so
yeah.
big. That's so big.
Welcome back, Jonathan Brooks. We've got and I think he just got engaged, as a matter of fact. So
I saw.
congratulations on your engagement, Jonathan Brooks. And we've also have I don't know this guy here, Anthony Tyus the third. Of course, we got Chuba, number
Yeah.
30, Trevor Etienne, and then somebody by the name of AJ Dillon and Miles Davis.
AJ
So
Dillon, yeah, from Philadelphia.
okay,
And
so what's
yeah,
your
and
thoughts on
Jalen
them?
Coker got engaged too, Pink.
Okay, congratulations, Jalen.
Yeah.
All right, everybody's getting married.
Right? Getting hurt.
Get married, and then we've got now. This is let's talk about this real quick. Wide receivers, we have. Hold on, I got them up. Okay, of course we had Chris Brazel the second, which was, the pick from 2026 draft. We've got Jan Chisnia. Of course, we got Jalen Coker, number 18, signed that $35 million 3-year deal. Congratulations on that. And Jimmy Horn Jr., Xavier Leggett, Tedoroy McMillan, and Malik Maega. Oh, one of my favorites. I don't know how he's going to do, but I know he's going to do well because John Mechie the third, might I add.
Yes.
And then we've got David Moore, Kobe Prentice. Wait a minute now. Hold on. This is a shocker to me. Kobe Prentice played with Alabama too.
Yes, Pink. Where have you
This
been?
is Baylor.
I
mean,
I was sitting here when you said his name. I was sitting here. She didn't give that enough hype. It's gonna hit her in a minute. In 5, 4, 3, 2. There
well,
it is.
what it says Baylor though, is that the right Prentice? Because I know we had a Prentice that was a wide receiver.
I think the transfer portal be deep. So
Okay,
if that's
you're
the
right.
same one, then
I think it is him. Oh, Kobe, we got 2 out of 3 Alabama, and we got Jasim Reed, wide receiver, Nias Smith, wide receiver, and Racing Tremaine. Tremaine is not a new person. He was there. So it's going to be a fight to see who's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. What
a
do
lot
you
of
think?
active trading during the off season, and even they're trying to make sure they put a lot of youth and talent around Bryce. This is Bryce's make or break year, and so you got to make sure that it just stays what it is. That person needs to be blocked. What's up, Felicia? How you doing? I mean,
What's
it's just
up,
one
Soldier
of those
Girl?
things that this is Bryce's make or break year. So all these gentlemen that have been added to this roster and the moves that have been made, this is Dan Morgan's way of solidifying that Bryce has everything he needs to be successful. Like there's no excuse this year.
Yeah, so many wide receivers. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tight ends. Mitchell Evans, Felipe Franks, James Mitchell, of course, Jatavion Sanders. Welcome back, Jatavion Sanders. He was the pick out of 2024 draft in Detroit. Tommy Tremble is back, and yes, cannot wait to see how they do on the field. So
And
welcome back,
congratulations to T-Mac, Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yay, T-Mac. Okay, and then we've got, let's see, we got okay. Oh, we got Iguanu. I think he was injured too. We got him back. And don't forget Monroe
I was
Freeling.
on the offensive tackle. Yes.
Yes, and then we've got Taylor Moton. Hey, yep. Okay. And Zakey Wheatley was one of the picks out of the 2026 draft, right? If I'm not mistaken.
And Jackson Kuwach as well.
Yes, Jackson Kuwach. Yes. So welcome, guys, to the team. Welcome. We got training camp starting here in just a few days. And I'm looking at the safeties: Isaiah Simmons, Nick Scott, Damani Richardson. Lathan Ransom is not anybody new. So hey, we know how he get down. And then we've got Trayvon Moorrig.
Yes,
and he's not new either. He sounds like he was on there last year.
He's
So
he's back.
So looking at that, and then we kind of end up with, let's see who we got on the OLB line. We've got Princely Umanilini. Don't get me wrong
Yeah,
now.
you know him. He, if I'm not mistaken, he's the one out of Chicago.
He's
Bears.
out of Mississippi.
No, I mean that he played. Is this the same one? Prince Amalaka? I can't even.
Yeah, let's not even try. We just say Princely. And then Isaiah Smith, Nick Scorton, of course, old head. Hi. Hello from San Diego, California, honey. Hello.
From the west side.
Welcome to the show. And let's see, Thomas Incoom, Patrick Jones. He's nothing. I mean, Patrick Jones, he's been there. He's gonna show up and show out. We know how he do. And then we've got OL Isaiah Glass. And then of course we got JJ Jansen, Trevin Wallace. So some old heads. And then we got some new names. That's the name that you were trying to say, Mima John. Apollo, Barn Martin Scott, LB at linebacker. Devin
Oh,
Lloyd,
Akeem
linebacker.
Ekwonu.
Mhm. Yes, and
Akeem.
Claudin Chirilis,
What position is he?
linebacker. He's out of Alcorn State, and then we've got Ryan Fitzgerald, of course, is an old head too. We
Yeah,
know how he get
kicker.
down.
So you know
Yes.
with the
Mhm.
with the defensive line, well, excuse me, with the offensive line, they also have Taylor Moton, Robert Hunt, Damian Lewis, and then Luke Fortner for that offensive line. But then the linebackers, can't forget Nick Scorton. He got a lot of big
Yeah.
plays. Jalen
Mhm.
Phillips, Trevin
Yeah.
Wallace, and Devin Lloyd. Those linebackers are going to be exactly what we need to keep
Mhm.
that defense going.
Exactly.
Derek
Definitely.
Brown, the defensive
Oh.
lineman, that
Oh,
dude
yeah,
was
don't
a beast
forget Derek
last year.
Brown. You know how he get down.
And then his cousin Bobby Brown the
Bobby
third,
Brown.
and then Tershawn Wharton, of course, big name, and Lee Hunter for that defensive line, going to help Bryce stay where he needs to be and protected, which is I'm excited about that.
Okay. Okay, and then, Cam Jackson, DT, you said Lee Hunter, Aaron Hall. Aaron Hall, okay, I'm thinking, guy.
Sing it. I miss you.
We got some celebrities on our team. We got
Uh,
Aaron Hall, Bobby Brown. We've got a lot of singers
right?
on our
Facts.
team. Okay, I know this is not right. It's Devontae Smith from Notre Dame, but that's not the one I'm thinking about. Cornerback, and then, Robert Rochelle, cornerback out of
Oh
Central
yeah,
Arkansas.
listen. I want to get a Rochelle jersey. I was afraid he was going to be traded because he spells his last name exactly like my middle name. And so I've been debating about getting this jersey. But I went ahead and got T Max first. But
Mhm,
now I'm gonna have to see because I was like, man, they had it out there that Rochelle may or may not come back. And I was like, I don't want to get it. And then he'd be on another team, but this might be my only team chance to get it. I'm waiting for a Pearson to come into the league because
mhm.
we see Howards all the time, but I need to see me a Pearson so I can do that.
Let me go back over here. We have you said Mike Jackson. He's an old head. We know how he get down,
Yes,
cornerback. Mhm,
another
I met Mike
celebrity,
Jackson.
Mike Jackson. Pink, look at
Mike
that. We got
Jackson.
Bobby Brown,
We got
Aaron
Michael
Hall, Mike Jackson, which is Michael Jackson.
we got a whole singing team and a rapper.
They singing
JC
and
Horn.
playing.
We got JC Horn. I said JC. Well, did we forget about JC Horn? South Carolina, forever
No,
to
we
thee.
ain't
He's an old head too.
Horn.
Welcome back.
Right.
Yeah. Then we've got a couple of other cornerbacks. So it's going to be a let's see, Jalen Gillibo, Tarek Funderburk, and Ayla Akalek Evans, cornerback. And then the last three, we got Nick Samac, corner, Sam Heck, corner. That name sounds very familiar, and Luke
Yes.
Fortner, corner. And then we talked about the quarterback last and certainly definitely not least,
Mr.
Bryce,
Brisay.
baby,
Mr.
Bryce,
Brisay.
baby. So what else is going on in the Panther world? What
Let's
games are we gonna see you at this weekend? I mean, this
Oh
year.
my gosh. So listen, you put me on the spot with that, Pink. So I need to look at my midterm schedule. So everybody probably doesn't know I'm back in PSL land. This year I'm trying to make sure I'm actually present at more than not. I was just pulling the schedule. I was going to talk to you about a week by week, possibly the ones that we would be more
Mhm.
hard pressed against. But I'm thinking I'm definitely going to try to catch the Saints in Charlotte this year since I never catch them in Charlotte. I've always caught them in New Orleans. And I want to see all the NFC South teams that I have not seen in Charlotte. So that's Tampa Bay. Never seen them play in Charlotte. I'm always at the Falcons game, but I want to see um, Tampa Bay and New Orleans this year. And I also want to try to see the Bengals because I won't be in
Mhm.
class then. The Bengals are my AFC team. And I want to see Seattle. I mean, I have not seen Seattle in Charlotte since Russell Wilson was playing and we eliminated them to go to the Super Bowl. So it's been a long time since I've seen Seattle regardless. And they're coming to Carolina in 2027, the first Sunday of
Mhm.
2027.
Yeah, so we're gonna see a lot of you then potentially.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get 3 under my belt for sure. I'll put it like that. So
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get in there. I'll touch base. And of course, I will be at the Cardinals Panthers preseason kickoff in Canton. So, but there's a lot of good games coming up, Pink. I mean, if you think about the first real game, because this is the first season that there are less preseason games per Roger Goodell's going his journey to get
Right.
20 games, 20 regular seasons. And so that last preseason game, August 28th, against the Houston
Here.
Texans, will kick us off against the Chicago Bears on September 13th. Shout out to Tupac. Everybody will know why. That's the day Tupac made his journey up out of here on September 13th. I'm a big Pac fan, so when I see that day,
1996.
yeah, 96, Friday the 13th, in fact. So we're playing the Bears that day, and then followed right after that, they wasted no time, Pink, getting us into these divisions. The Falcons is the very next game. So if you think about like what everybody looks like, the depth chart, you know, the way that we've made a lot of moves during the off season, it's like we said, Bryce's year to be make or break. He's a starting quarterback. This is the first season. It has been like no chatter around whether or not he's actually the starting quarterback. He's solidly made that, you know, transition. There should be no issue with, oh, well, we're not sure. Da, 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 da. But then they're expecting a very big improvement out of Xavier Legette. We've been seeing Xavier a lot on social media, fishing, riding,
Trail rides.
raccoon sandwiches, and all this, that, and the third. And fans are like, okay, enough already, Mullins, South Carolina. We need you to put that same energy on the field that we've been seeing on all this mud wrestling activities you're having off the scene.
Yeah, I think we talked about it the last time that he took a couple of few team members on a trail ride out there in Mullins, South Carolina, and it was on YouTube, and they were out there riding those four-wheelers, and well, you know, Bryce baby was riding the four-wheeler as well out there in Mullins, South Carolina, and so then they went on the trail ride and they were riding those horses.
I know somebody that knows, because I know where Mullins is. It's very small. My grandfather and grandmother used to go there a lot because my grandfather was a Church of Christ minister, and they used to have a lot of like gospel meetings there. And I know somebody right now that knows Xavier personally. So I'm still trying to figure out what his schedule alignment will be so we can get Xavier.
Right. That
Even
would
if
be
we have to
awesome.
pre-record it. Yeah, pre-record it. But I mean, you got to think about the big games probably for us is going to be, we got a Sunday night football game against the Detroit Lions. That's going to be big. Week 4, not too long
That's
going
gonna
into the
be
season.
huge. Be where you're at. Be where you're at.
Be
Detroit
where you
Lions,
at.
Sunday,
But
October 4th.
even before that, though, what's really big is I did the math on this. With
Chicago.
32 NFL teams, the teams that play in Canton are only invited once every 30 years. So when this first came up that the Panthers were playing in Canton, I literally was sitting there like, you know, when I got presented with the opportunity to go, I was like, well, let me think, when will they be back in Canton? Child, they have not been in Canton since the 90s. And so I did the math and I was like, okay, this is 2026. Do math on my own age. I hope to be here, you know, in 30 years, but what age will I be in 30 years? Let me go ahead and go now while I can enjoy and, you know, enjoy the game. So I thought that was interesting. It makes sense that it's 32 teams and they all get a chance every 30 freaking years. That's crazy.
Well, can we get a chance to play on Thanksgiving Day? I mean,
not this year. Not this year. You know, we had that when we took care of Tony Romo. It was 2 hits. We hit him and he hit the ground, and we took him on out for the rest of the season. He was coming back from that injury. The Eagles and Cowboys are playing
well.
Yeah,
I remember that very well.
We're playing week 8 against Green Bay again. They're going on Thursday night football this time. Yes, Pink Fan Fur. I see you with the spinning the wheel. Spinning.
Got the spinner. She got the spinner. But yeah, I remember we took out. That was the last time we played. We took out Tony Romo, and I think it was Thomas Davis Sr. who did that too, right? I mean, we don't forget. And I would like to play on Thanksgiving Day. I mean, I know Dallas and the Philadelphia Eagles are playing too, but getting back to the schedule, what do you think about that Chicago Bears game? Sunday, September the 13th, 1 o'clock p.m. at the bank.
Yeah, so Chicago, they are wearing their feelings on their sleeves. They're about to be the Indiana Bears pretty soon because these folks in Illinois did not give them a stadium in North Chicago like everybody was projecting. I am shocked. I mean, Soldier Field is old as all get out, but I've been to Soldier Field. It is a huge stadium. Um, I literally experienced a weather change right there. So it was like 70 something when I got there, and it was like
Mhm.
50 before the game was over. It was so cold. Right there on Lakeshore Drive. They did need to move it for purposes of the position. I was telling Dennis last night, and you were also in the comments, Pink. I literally sat in front of the stadium for 2 hours. So the positioning, trying to get into the stadium, the park was crazy. And then I was on a knee scooter because that's when I had foot surgery. So
I remember that.
I missed the entire first half of the game between parking and trying to get in the handicap section. But the Bears were nice. Let me be clear. I had that ticket before I had my foot broken. And I emailed the Bears like, hey, I think I'm gonna have to sell my tickets because I have my foot is broken now. And they gave me a courtesy upgrade. And I was in the end zone. Like some of my coworkers said they saw me on TV, uh, foot on the scooter and everything, sit back watching the game.
Mhm.
So and it was an upgrade because I was in a higher section. So the Bears were really cool. But they're gonna be wearing their feelings on the sleeve, but on their feelings on their sleeves because Chicago fans are loyal fans and they are not too happy that they could not get these tax dollars secured to keep Chicago Bears in Chicago.
That's just
And it's horrible.
crazy to
Indiana
me.
has a team, they have the Colts, but like I was telling Dennis, there's only certain areas they could move to. I mean, he suggested Missouri because they're close in proximity too, but they couldn't move to Wisconsin. Green Bay was not having that with them being an NFC North divisional rival, and they could not move to Michigan because the Lions in the same situation, those two bordering states. So they only had Indiana, which has an AFC team, which is the Colts, or Missouri, which I didn't see them going to Missouri, even though Dennis suggested that, because you got to think we had the Rams originally were in Missouri way back in the
Right.
day.
Well, St. Louis, yeah.
They
Mhm.
don't have the support there to support an NFL team. So the Bears are going to be coming in about this offensive line. They're going to come in with, us basically showing our left tackles recovering. That this guy, Akeem Ekwonu, he's recovering from a ruptured
Yeah.
patella tendon, which is up in here.
Mhm.
And he is going to be looking to try to seek a spot because he has not been really secure in his spot right now because he's
Yeah.
been
He's been
replaced by
injured.
Luke
Yeah.
Fortner. But that position is very pivotal because that position protects Bryce Young. So Chicago could come in because they're one of these sneaky good teams. One season they're up, one season they're down. And on the road, they travel well. They bring their squad, and you don't even know there's so many people from Chicago until you
Oh,
get to the game.
I
You're like,
cannot wait.
where
I
were y'all? Like
can't you see the excitement in my face? I cannot wait to
all
see all those fans.
all these all these
Flashback,
things. They're gonna be
flashback.
flashback. Literally, they're gonna be needing to come in and we're gonna need to stand 10 toes down and make sure that Bryce stays upright and that he's able to come out of the pocket and make those runs because Bryce on ice is something that could really be enough to freeze the Bears out.
Bryce on ice, Bryce, baby, roll tide. Bryce up, son. We cannot wait to see how it's gonna turn out. We're so
Yeah, I'm
excited,
so excited.
and I'm so happy that you're going to Canton. But when you go back to the Chicago thing, just to kind of go back a little bit, when you talked about braving, just braving the crowds and all the things that you have to do on a knee scooter, I definitely know how it is,
Girl.
and
Yes,
I
you do, because
I
you've
I
been
you're
there.
such a brave soul to do that, and you did it, and that's what you call strong and determined and resilient and all of those things. So, and I'm so happy that you're well healed, right? I mean, are you healed and good?
Oh, So you know what, Pink? I just thought about it. I was in a wheelchair at that game. I had not elevated to my knee scooter yet because I had just had like surgery like 2 weeks before, and I was
Wow.
supposed to been like recovering, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm on FMLA, but I'm gonna go to this game. And so I felt so bad. It was my former, person I was with, and they were trying to wheel me. And the thing about Soldier Field is it is an incline to go up into that stadium. So if you're having somebody push you and somebody accidentally tells you the wrong entrance to go in, you're gonna have to wheel all the way around that entire stadium to get to where you're supposed to go. And so that part was rough. I remember using my good foot to try to help wheel myself because it was so bad.
Not the good foot.
Totally healed. Get on my good foot.
You got to do what you got to do.
I mean, when I went to the game in Charlotte, I had graduated to a knee scooter, and I was excited because I had a bell on it, and all I did was got dropped off near the stadium because they have all the roads closed down, and I was ringing the bell like, "Get out of the way, everybody! I'm coming through." It was right. Yes, because all I did was kick a few times and just let her rip, and I was just ringing the bell like, "Move it, people! Move it or lose it!" And I just soared through the crowd.
Move it or lose it.
Yes, I was soaring through the crowd, zipping. I mean, people that I knew, because even at my old job, we had like a long hallway and it was flat carpet. They were like, "Girl, the way you wheel that knee scooter, like you're driving it like I would kick a few times and get the speed up and just soar past people."
You zipping and dipping, rocking and rolling, locking and
loading. I was for quite a while, like 10 or 12 weeks. It was crazy.
Anybody who needs clinic class on how to roll a knee scooter, get with SONJA PEARSON, because she's apparently the master at it.
That left leg was very muscular by the time I healed up on the right. I had like a solid teardrop. I was like, wow, this is really
that is
right knee wimpy.
Like a time, man. It's just a time, something to laugh about, but so glad that you're healed. I know I've never injured my foot, but I broke my ankle. So I'm right there. And it takes a long time to heal.
Yeah. I mean, I hurt sometimes if I wear the wrong shoes. Let's be clear. But they were like, yeah, you never need to be wearing heels again. Oh, I went and bought kitty heels and graduated myself up to what I could. And when I see shoes that I can't wear, like when my niece's graduation. So that's a key point. I brought these cute sandals. Oh my God, Pink. The sandals, I should have been able to wear them. They came with these little insoles that you put on to keep your feet from sliding. And I'm like, oh, I don't need those. Girl, I walked into the graduation and I came out on the hot sidewalk with nothing on. I could not even walk. And it was 97 degrees. My feet were cooking, but it was more painful to keep them on. It was so bad. We went out to eat and I was trying to get my sister to let me Instacart some shoes to be dropped off at Cheesecake Factory. I couldn't even go to the bathroom because I couldn't. She had to lend me her flip-flops to go to.
Wow.
She was like, I told you to wear comfortable. She had told me like right before I left out. She's like, girl, you may as well leave those sandals because everybody's coming in. Just, how people don't really dress up for graduation. She's like, you're dressed a lot, but they are not. You could just wear your sandals. I'm like, you could wear your flats. I'm like, girl, no, I'm not. Because I know the picture's going to be whole body and I'm going to be trying to be cute in my outfit. Girl, as soon as the pictures were over with. And one of my brother-in-law's friends, I literally was like, I had my arm on him as a crutch to limp to the car. I was like, you can't carry me, Clarence? He was like, no, I'm sorry. I was like, why? Because of my size? He was like, yeah. He was like, I don't want to say it's your size, but we 50 now. I said, come on, bro. Two of y'all can pick me up.
Half a century old. You half a century old now.
Yeah, over. I'm 51.
Look who's up there. Look.
Yes,
I see playing in the background. I see playing in the background. Yes.
I was like, showing out.
Shout out to all the Superfan Carolina Showstopper out there and in Buffalo Wild Wing. We got back there. And then you got your girl Pink Fan Fur in the background. We all out there. And so that is a story to tell. I don't even want to go into the horror stories when I had broke my ankle in 2022. That messed up my whole 2022 year.
You told me, you were like, girl, this messed up all my plans.
Oh Lord, yeah, I had to start all over again.
It's rough.
I'm still starting over. It's still not healed. I mean, as you know, those of who those of everybody who travels with me knows it's not all healed up. So, it never really gets to 100%, but thank God we're okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay enough to come on here and say Superfan Thursday.
Yes. And look, Pink, just for you, my girl Trina came over and did my brows for me and threw me some lashes on so I could look the part. So if I get the brows and the lashes, then I could be pretty like you.
You are already pretty and beautiful, I appreciate it, but you can come as you are here on the Pink Fan Fur and Company Superfan Thursday show.
Thank
And
you.
I did a live hair and makeup show before the show. So if you guys didn't have time to go look at that, go back and look at that on Facebook and YouTube. And also, I just want to say, put a plug in for all of us to, like, share, subscribe, comment, support our channels, going over to the Legal Score, all things football from a lady perspective, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Go and share and support her channel, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Because look, the support means so much. You guys can't even imagine how important the support is that you support us, and we appreciate you. And thank you so much for those of you who have joined in the chat and the viewers. And I do have to put a plug in for our sponsor, which we don't have the video to play, but the Mac McGrath National Streaming Network. Thank you so
We
much.
don't have it.
We don't have it. We don't have our producer. B,
Oh,
where are
I can
you?
run that for you, Pink, if you want to do like a little promo for him. Let me see if I
Let's
see it
do
in
it.
your. Let me
Yeah,
see if
while
I
you're looking
see
for
it.
that. Yes, you can
Look,
look
I
for
was
that.
like,
You
I
can run
promise I'm
that.
not gonna come on here and take over on your show.
No,
But
no, you're fine.
all right, we'll be back in like 1 minute and 6 seconds, right, Pink? We're gonna
right.
run this commercial. Y'all grab your favorite drink and snack. Pink and I will be right back.
Hey, we're back. Superfan Thursday. Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate that.
I'm
Yeah.
a junior producer.
You're our producer fill in tonight.
Interim.
Thank you so much. We've got about 10 minutes. Is there any stats that you wanted to talk about, or is anything that we didn't talk about as far as like football and Carolina Panthers? I know that they start training camp though next week.
Absolutely. But I want to talk. We definitely have some stuff. Let's talk about like how they've grown. Like this team has really, Pink, showed a maturation behind Bryce that we just honestly, you and I have been fans for a very long time. We're very thrilled. I felt the energy. I felt the energy from 2015 back. Like I remember when the season took a turn. I remember being, here just kind of watching the game in the background. The volume was down because I was reading, studying, or whatever, And then I saw like the tables turn. It became okay. Nope, this game is not just on. It's on, and I need to see every single play. Absolutely, we belong.
You know how long that goes. That goes back a ways. If you was a fan then, you know what it means.
Absolutely. Week 5 of our season is going to be a critical time. That's our bye week.
It's gonna be.
That is literally our bye week this season. We're gonna have almost right down the middle of the season. Some people are like, girl, that is a early bye week. And it's a lot of
That
football
is early.
played
It
after
is
that.
early. Yeah.
That's why that time is so critical, because it's so early. It really doesn't leave a lot of space for that rest and reset that the team is going to need. It's almost like you guys want to show, and look at the schedule.
Yep.
Because
We
we
take
made
on the
the
Eagles
playoffs,
after that. The
we're
Eagles,
playing
Tampa Bay, Green Bay.
everybody that was in the playoffs is on our schedule because we made the playoffs. And so having a bye that early in the
Mhm.
season, this
It's
team
gonna
is
be
going to
rough.
have to stay healthy. And to be honest, they may want to not necessarily like I just feel like they need to make sure they're practicing their backup quarterbacks in case Bryce needs to take a small break, even not even for a full game, Pink, but like say just a couple of downs, just to make sure these guys are really where they need to be, because that brief break is so important. Because as the season goes on, injuries pile up, even those that we don't
Mhm.
see. Those guys are taking tons of hits. You imagine being
Mhm.
piled on top of by 10 bodies and
Right.
everybody weighing
It's
200 and 300 pounds.
it
That's
happens all the time.
2,000 pounds on top of you. And you're expected to take
Week
that hit
after week after week after week after
absolutely
the early bye.
after the early bye. After the early bye. And see, we immediately start with the Eagles, the Buccaneers, and the
Mhm.
Packers right after that bye. That's a difficult stretch because, for
Yeah.
one, even though Tampa Bay has had their own little stuff going on, Baker Mayfield coming out saying he played through a lot of injuries. And, they've had this whole big thing with Mike Evans, all this big changes in Tampa right now to face the Packers, who are going to be having a chip on their shoulder because we beat them last year. They didn't expect it to happen. And then, of course, these
Okay.
Eagles,
Yeah.
who we took some of their players, it's going to be and this is the thing, Pink, it starts on a Thursday night road game in Green Bay. And so
Yeah.
you got to
Thursday
look
night,
for, yeah,
8 p.m.
we went to Green Bay before. So we're
Mhm.
going again to them. And so they're going to look to see if Bryce is consistent as he was last year. We saw him stay calm when things looked ugly. And when it looked like we had no hope, Bryce looked like there was an aura over him that he had this. He wasn't stressed. Like we saw him the previous season, Pink, running for his life. He was terrified. You could see it. And the best thing that happened to him was when I don't like to say they benched him, they gave him a sabbatical. And that sabbatical was everything he needed. His
I
parents talked
remember that.
about it,
Yeah.
about him readjusting and how he stayed focused. And
Right.
your team is only as strong as your quarterback. People like to talk about he's only 5 feet, whatever. He's enough that we got to the NFC South Championship.
Yeah, and he showed so much grace and humility and determination and resilience throughout that time. It's just that's just who he is, guys and girls. It's who Bryce Young is. I've watched him from the very snap that he took, the first one that he took at Alabama. So I know him, and that's just who he is across the board all the time. Always being himself. And through that low point in his life where he had to take that sabbatical, he showed so much intensity and just willingness to learn and just soaking everything in and just kind of how he was also on the
Yes.
sideline, you know,
Yes.
hey,
And he was high-fiving everybody, even when they were down, Pink. He was
smiling
standing
his
on the sidelines, shaking everybody's hand, high-fiving them as they went into the locker room. Like
Mhm.
basically, like, y'all chill out. We still got a lot of football. We got another half
Right.
to play, and we got this. And I think that's been a difference maker. He has matured into a full leader of that team.
He is he is such a great person. I keep saying that. I told his parents that you raised such a great person, and I'm not just saying that because he's Alabama, all that. I'm not saying all that because he came from Alabama, but he is genuinely a good person all around and always looking and willing to learn, and that's just what he shows and displays in his personality all the time. And and that's how you do it. If you want to see how you overcome something like that, just watch the footage from all those times when he was kind of taking his sabbatical. He was taking it like a big guy, putting his big guy draws on and went with it, and made it happen. And then
Yep.
something evolved during that time. No, I wouldn't say evolved. I would say it manifested during that time because it's always been in him. You know what I mean? It's just in him. And so it sometimes you have to take a step back in life in whatever you're doing and just kind of look and observe and learn and listen and just be the sponge that you're supposed to be, and things is going to happen for you in your life is going to happen for you, okay, when they happen, when they're supposed to happen.
Yeah, I love that. I love when people say be the sponge. I've heard that before. Absorb what you need to absorb and wring out the rest. Like, I love
That's a
it.
good point. That's
I
so
love
fun.
it.
That's a good point.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
So
wring
I'm
out the
so
excess.
excited. So excited. And I'm gonna be going up there during training season just to see if I can get some autographs, some pictures, some
Yay.
videos. So hopefully I'll be able to get some good footage and just gonna show up, because hey, they can't stop you from showing up. Hey,
I'm
everybody out there, they can't stop you from showing up unless they get, law enforcement out there saying, you can't show up and watch them. But they're really super friendly and nice. And when they see you standing there, they'll come over and speak to you, take pictures, sign autographs. So it's really a fun time.
Yeah, I still remember going to Fan Fest. I got to see if I can't fit that in my schedule because July 31st is right around the corner. It was so much fun. I took so many pictures. This is when Cam had his locker there.
Oh,
But you're right. I mean, I could see myself right now, Pink, if law enforcement was there. I'd be like, no, I'm here to see the Panthers. I will not be stopped. I will not be stopped. And they'll be like, reporting live from the Bank of America practice facility. There was a fan that literally lost it today, and we have more. Reporting live is Pink Fanfare on location. Pink, what
right.
happened down there today?
Yeah, I'm gonna be reporting live on location, all right. And I'm gonna be going live too if I can. So
Yeah, you'll be
stay
like,
tuned for
yeah,
that.
you're
If
not
that
gonna
scout
believe this.
lady is not gonna be there, scooping out what we're doing.
Yeah, I'm a little, some this time of year is the time of year I get disappointed that I don't live in Charlotte because so much happens. I got an email today about possibly putting my name in a hat for a PSL board member, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, I
Mhm.
looked at the requirements and I was like, okay, I might do it. But then I saw that they have 5 in-person meetings during the weekday in Charlotte. And I was like, no, no, and
That's
no.
okay. I'll go for you.
Yeah, I was like, if you guys could give me a Zoom, I'd love to do it. But on a weekday is also the other thing, because I'm
Mhm.
sure that's after work, but they don't realize I live in Atlanta, and that's
Yeah.
it's the thing. I remember several years ago, I had a couple of interviews with some news affiliates there, and they literally were like, "Here's our address. Can you come out of studio such and such?" I was like, I'm actually in Atlanta. And I remember one of their cameramen, I was like, there's no way I can make it to Charlotte by this time. One of their cameramen, literally, I had to interview by her FaceTiming me, and he had his camera all the way up on her phone like this because he
Goodness.
wanted it to look like we were together as much as possible. It was so funny.
Well, I might just, consider applying myself. So I
As you
will
should.
apply for you and then, at least we'll have one of us on there.
I know. Yeah, you should. And I was like, man, I feel like I'm gonna reply to them and just be like, hey, is there any type way that you guys would consider? Because I know all of your fans are not concentrated in Charlotte. Like this is a big franchise,
Right.
and
That
Panther
can't be
Nation
like
is
a
deep. That's why
requirement.
they call it Panther Nation. And
You
so
definitely should apply.
clearly,
No,
yeah,
you definitely should apply, and don't worry about the distance of the location. Don't
and then
worry
let
about
them
that.
tell me
Just go
no.
in with everything you have. Don't even mention it. Just apply. We're both gonna apply, and we're gonna be sitting on the PSL advisory board. That's right, Pink Fanfare and Sonia Pearson on the advisory board.
They'll
Keep
be
out
like,
of
yeah, we got a new position open because once someone accepted the position that knew she was never going to be at the meetings. I'll be like, if you have them in the summer, I can come to at least 2.
it. Well, we appreciate the invite, Carolina Panthers, because we will be taking you up on that application. But we've got a little bit now since you're gonna be the producer behind the scenes. We're gonna need you to do the
To
outro because
close
we're
us
gonna
out,
end
I
here.
got
So what's your words of wisdom for Carolina Panthers fans moving forward for the weekend and all the activities and season we got coming up? What's your words of wisdom for our fans out there, all of our Carolina Panthers keep pounding
stay
nation?
loyal, stay loyal, stay loyal, stay consistent, stay loyal, and stay determined. Don't give up. The best is yet to come. A lot of us have been in through the trenches. We done been from 2 and 12 seasons when we had 14 weeks, all the way up to
losing 2 Super Bowls.
17 and 1. That one little cheat that the Falcons got. We should have been undefeated. So stay consistent, stay loyal, stay classy, Carolina.
Check. Stay brilliant, stay resilient, stay cute, stay pink.
Stay classy.
Pink Panther and Company, Sonja Pearson from The Legal Score, formerly All Things Football from a Lady's Perspective, founder of the Carolina Pantherettes, and your girl Pink Panther coming at you live from the studio. Next Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, our guest will be the famous Carolina Mike. Keep pounding.
Keep pounding. Thanks for having me, Pink. Always a great time.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming. Keep pounding.
Keep pounding.
Get lost in.
Oh,
get lost in. Say goodbye, pup night.
Come on.
Pup night saying goodbye.
He's coming. Come on.
Pup night saying goodbye. It's gonna be pup night saying goodbye.
Say good night,
Lassie.
Night for Lassie.
Thank you guys for tuning in to pup night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Good night. Tune in next week. Roof, roof, roof. Good night.